Hello, everyone, and welcome to my show. I'm Melody Trice, and you know I'm all about living life unlimited, right? So today, my amazing guests, they are living life unlimited. They're taking their life story, turning it into movies, films that you need to make sure that you watch, right? So I want you to stay tuned because up next, my amazing guest is going to tell us their story. And their story consists of a lot of things that we go through every day, right? Some things that we're doing that we're really not too happy about. But guess what? Somebody else is going through the exact same thing. And they want to tell their story too. So I want you all to stay tuned because up next, my amazing guest is going to share their life story with us.
I know it may seem like your life is falling apart, but don't quit now, here comes your second wind. I am here to uplift our young ladies that want to give up on life, to let them know that God has a plan for you. Please join our efforts as we all can uplift our young ladies and together save our daughters against homelessness. We love you. Don't quit, baby.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I have my amazing guest here, and she's going to tell you her name.
Rippin' Cinder.
One of the things that I admire you about, and I want to talk about the movie, even though we just talked about the movie, we want to talk about the movie again. Tell us about the movie first.
So the movie is The Hideout. It's about a girl that's stuck in a day job, wanting to pursue her creative dreams, but trying to find the courage to do it. And it's grounded in a Bollywood musical.
Two that you was talking about that you said that was so significant is people being in their job and actually wanting to pursue something else.
Yeah.
How important is it for a person to actually to just live life unlimited? Because you're limited if you feel like you're just stuck at that one job, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky time. You know, I think sometimes we have to be practical or we have financial restrictions, but then there's that part in us that really wants to be liberated and wants to be free. So that's really what it's about. But just that idea that sometimes you're your worst critic. You know, you hold yourself back. You tell yourself no. You tell yourself, I can't do it. And it's like the world's not even telling you that sometimes. It's just your inner voice.
You know, so how exciting was it to make this film?
Oh, girl, it was so exciting. You know, because you were in the trenches with me. You're my Miss Patty.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me.
It was crazy. And I think when it's something so small, like you're passionate about it, but it's still grounded in a lot of truth, and you get to see your baby just come to life. Everything from writing it to running that Kickstarter campaign, casting, you know, doing the production, post-production. It like literally took like almost a year to do 10 minutes of just getting people on board, really figuring out how I wanted it to look and feel.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's, you know, I had done a web series before the short, which was pretty successful on YouTube, and then this, and now I'm developing another script.
Wow.
So.
One of the things I think what you just said is tenacity, because it doesn't really mean that you have to have all the skill sets, but if you have the tenacity to say, okay, I'm going to do this, then everybody else will see that energy and they'll want to be a part of that, because that's exactly what happened with you.
Yeah. I mean, I've told you my story in the past too. Like, I had finished undergrad at UCLA, was going to go on to grad school, and had this sort of epiphany moment while traveling in the Amazon jungle and just being like, I'm going to be a writer, and I'm going to direct, and I'm going to make films, and if that means having a day job where I have to support myself and hustle and do, you know, 40, 50 hours, I'm going to do it, but I'm still going to make my projects come to life.
That's amazing. And that actually inspired other people, because like you had said, you didn't go to film school, but you made a film.
Yeah.
You were like a living example for that. Oh my God.
But I think that goes back to what you were saying. It's like, if you put that energy out there and you say, I need help, or I want to learn, like, there's nothing that can really stop you. You know, it even came down to, like, financially, I was thinking, how am I going to make this project? Because I want it to be a certain way. And putting that Kickstarter campaign together, getting people just saying, look, I don't know what you've done, how many things you've done, but I'm going to support your idea.
Wow.
And that's the best feeling in life.
Because girl, I was too happy when you wrote that check. I was like, oh, I'm getting paid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And you remember that, you know, it's so, and I just want to say, you know, congrats to you, because you are that testament to everything we're talking about.
You too,
and
thank you.
I remember meeting you, and I had written this character, Miss Patty, and it was so specific, like the texture of this character, how she delivered herself, what she was going to say, how she was going to behave. And I remember meeting you for the first time and just being like, that's my girl.
Oh my God.
And that is like the best feeling of life, when you write a character a certain way and you're like,
And you found
she
that
exists.
person. Wow. And you know something, the part I really love was the ability to learn another language.
Yes.
Even though it was very difficult for my southern tone, but you was able to do it.
You got that Punjabi.
Oh
you
my
got that.
God.
And I wrote it like that because I wanted to, you know, have my actors bring that to the table.
And you know, I almost felt like I was just engulfed in it, you know, and that was amazing feeling.
Yeah, it was very special. I think everybody who was a part of it really felt like they were part of something, you know.
That makes a difference.
And I wanted to create that energy and that space where everybody could just come in and really contribute their talents and their voice, because that's just how I work, you know, very,
Yeah.
very collectively with people.
Amazing. Well, I'm telling you, you have like it all. So what can we expect next? I know you're going to New York next week.
Yes.
And so what else you plan on doing with this film?
So with this film, once it's done its festival run, I am looking to potentially expand it into a television series.
Wow.
That's the goal for it. I feel
It's
like
gonna happen.
it could live in a world, because you know it's fun. And then also, like I said, I'm writing a new script called Broken Drawer, which is in development and will be made this year.
So how important is it for someone looking for those particular characters? Like you were saying about when you saw me and you said, okay, that's the person. How important is it to make sure that you have the person that fit that particular character?
You know what? I think everything always comes back to truth. When you know it and you feel it and you see it and it's real to you, because why do we make films? Why do we make television? Why do we tell stories? You know, it's for something deeper. It's something that we have seen, we've experienced, or we hope to entertain ourselves with, or hope to figure out and engage in, you know? And I think that, you know, it's just when you know what you're trying to say and you know the truth, you could just feel that energy. But that's not to say that you can't be open to people that's where directing comes in, you know, where you see people and you're like, okay, this could work, you know, there's something there that we can really bring out and collaborate with.
Wow.
Create that space on set.
That's amazing. And that actually gives so many people other opportunities to see themselves in a role that they never, like me, I never thought to play in something like that. So did you ever see yourself like doing them videos? Because I saw you girl rapping and singing, and I was like, she was serious.
I think, you know, I've always done that, but I feel like the hideout in a lot of ways is also saying like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I am here. I am showing up. It's game time.
Bam.
Like, put me in the game. I'm ready.
You got a little gangsta on there too,
girl, I got it. I was like, da 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 da. But I think it's also like, I want to see more of me. I want to see more of other people that are different and diverse and have a voice. Like, there is space in cinema or television or what have you, but you can't have that if people don't write that, you know? You can't have that if people don't think that or make that. So you have got to shift perception. You have, by what? By creating, right?
Wow, girl, that is deep.
But that's really what the hideout was, a response to feeling like, you know, what? There is more. You know, there is someone who can sing and dance and do this and also have this Bollywood flair. But be honest and truthful.
And you know what? When you said be truthful, that's what people relate to is realness. Like I can't relate to it because it don't really faze me none. I'm like, that ain't real because that's not my life.
Yeah.
You know? But the world is diverse, so therefore everybody can relate. Somebody gonna be able to relate to your story.
Yeah, and I'm super passionate about that. Like all my forthcoming projects, like if I'm not really about it and I don't see the truth in it, like I'm not gonna make something that is just just to be, you know?
Well, you know what? Tell everybody how they can stay in contact with you, how they can see the film in the future,
Absolutely.
and all that amazing stuff.
So you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. It's at @rcinder, and we also have @Cinderella_co. My brother Gurinder and I are making content in LA with an Indo-American flair on a lot of things. But we're both working actors. You know, I direct, we write. So we're excited.
Well,
you know,
you're
we're gonna go where the wind takes us.
And that's unlimited, girl. Oh my God, I thank you so much
No
for being on the show.
problem.
Oh, before you leave, please give somebody that's inspiring to do exactly what you're doing and what you have done. Inspire them, like give them a word, girl.
Do it.
Bam.
Be it.
Be
Do
it.
it. You got it.
That's it.
You got it.
Because they've started, it's going to happen.
Awesome.
Oh my God, I
Thank
just
you.
love give me five, girl. Bam. See, y'all know what? Please make sure that you watch The Hideout. You follow everything she's doing because she's doing some amazing things. And one of the things that you said that I really do love is the fact that people need diverse content so that they can do it. So make sure you all stay tuned because I got another guest after these important messages. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have with me the amazing author,
Shamila Pennington.
Shamila Pennington. So let's talk about this amazing book that you have here.
Yes. So the book is titled From Waiting on God to Waiting in God, My Faith Journey. And it's really a book that I wrote about a season that I actually went through where I found myself waiting on everything. Like I had gotten laid off from my job, was waiting on unemployment, you know, so not only did I get laid off, I had no money, and then I was waiting on results. You know, my son had went through a really traumatic experience. He had gotten stabbed at school, so I was waiting for answers and results. And what I learned is I was a very demanding person, and you kind of learn things about yourself, and I learned that you want what you want when you want it. But when you are a child of God, God will teach you how to wait in Him. Everything is in His timing. Everything is in His, I guess that's just it. Everything is really in His timing, you know.
You know, one of the things I would say for myself personally is in waiting for anything from God, sometimes I find myself a little frustrated.
Yes.
You know, being real, you know.
Yes.
How do you deal with that in the process of waiting? How did you deal with any frustration that you had?
You know what? In those moments, that's when I was writing. I was journaling. I love to journal. And so I found myself, not to say that I didn't have those moments where you do hit your points. You hit those points. But when you hit those points, you begin to take a moment to just kind of step back and really begin to ask yourself, okay, is me getting frustrated going to change anything? What I realized, as frustrated, as angry, as mad, because I was all of those. I was angry, I was frustrated, I was mad. I felt that I was being done unfair, unjust. The season was unfair, it was unjust. And I found myself writing. That was my outlet. My outlet became writing my emotions and writing everything. And crying too. Crying is good for you.
Yeah, it releases a whole lot of stuff.
It releases some stuff.
So what was your most transparent moment in your book?
I think my most transparent moment for me, well, there was two moments for me during that season that I wrote about. The first moment was when I wanted to go to the school and release the Kraken. I wanted to release the Kraken. And I was sitting there and I had all of these words and all of these things that I was going to share with the principal on how I felt. And at that moment, I felt the Holy Spirit centering me, and I began to cry in the office. So, you know, I came there serious about business, you know, getting ready to share some stuff, and I felt myself quiet. Like my spirit was just quiet, and I heard the Lord say, "You're not going to say any of those things." Wow. And I knew that He was transforming me. I knew that this was no longer about a me thing. This is no longer about me demanding justice, but God was doing something in me and through me. The second most transparent moment for me was because I lost my job. I was on unemployment. I was waiting. I had to, go through the unemployment waiting, and I had to apply for aid. I had to apply for for welfare, and that was a very transparent moment because I've always worked. I've always been gainfully employed. So that was like. That's when it began to feel like, okay, what did I do so wrong to be here? Yeah. The doors were closed, and it was like, it seemed like the land of milk and honey, everything had dried up, and I was like, how did I get to this place? And so that was a real transparent and a humbling moment. Wow. And when I tell you it was a humbling moment,
ooh, girl, I know.
It was a very humbling moment. And I remember telling God, because I had to go through those, welfare to work classes, and I remember telling the Lord, I said, I want to get it the first time. I don't want to have to come back around this mountain again. So help me get this the first time. I don't want to have to do this again. And because I found myself being prideful and haughty.
Oh my God, girl, we have some of the same related things.
Okay, prideful, haughty. I felt like I know how to find a job. I know how to do a resume. I know how to do, I have skill sets behind me. What am I doing here? It
was almost like they making you feel illiterate, like you didn't know.
Yes.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Because that was a very humbling moment for me because I've never had to do that. So when you're saying it relating to me at this moment, because that happened, life happened, and I had to go into that office and apply. It was like, the first thing I want to say, what did I do wrong?
Right.
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 What did I do wrong? Why
Exactly.
me? Why me?
Exactly.
So when you say this book here, right?
Yes.
What would be in this book, with all what you're saying, to some other woman that needs some type of inspiration that's waiting?
Waiting is going to require your faith to increase. It's going to take you through a faith journey. The capacity of my faith increased because I had to learn to believe, literally, to believe in, faith is the evidence of things hoped for and things not seen. So I had to believe what I could not see. I had to stay positive that what I believed I was going to see.
And that staying positive is really,
that's
really
a
challenging thing.
And I think that, in the book I talk about having a circle. You're going to need a trusted circle. You're going to need some people who are going to support you in your waiting, who are not going to be like Job's friends. You better curse God. You got to keep on blessing them and praising them through that process. And so I believe that it will encourage those to know that you're going to have those trials and tribulations. You're going to have those highs and you're going to have those lows. But the lows are so necessary. You learn so much through the valley experience. And what I also learned was it was not just about me. It was about the people that I encountered while I was waiting.
While you was waiting.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have had this book if you hadn't went through all that.
I would not.
Okay, and that's what I'm learning though, is when you go through those experiences, it actually push you to the next level.
It does. It does. I was just talking with a girlfriend the other day, and we were talking about, the word process. I love words. I love words. But I think sometimes words become cliche, and they lose the value. They lose their meaning, And so when we were talking about the word process, a lot of times people think they're in a process. It's like being in a washer machine and you're going through the process. But what she said, which was so profound, she said, sometimes you're not being processed sometimes you're being processed into the next thing. Yeah. And so our experiences are processing us into the next level so that we can be trusted with more.
Well, that's why people got to make sure they get this book. So tell everybody how they can stay in contact with you because we got to go, unfortunately. Yes. But tell them how they can stay in contact.
You can stay in contact with me through Facebook, through Instagram, at ShamilahPennington.com. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yep, those are my
all
outlets.
Those amazing things.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you so much for being on the show and just enlightening us. I want everybody to make sure they, check out the book,
Thank you.
And it's been amazing.
Thank you so much.
So I want you all to stay tuned because we got one more guest for this amazing show, and I'll be right back.
I know it may seem like your life is falling apart, but don't quit now. Here comes your second wind. I am here to uplift our young ladies that want to give up on life, to let them know that God has a plan for you. Please join our efforts as we all can uplift our young ladies and together save our daughters against homelessness. We love you. Don't quit, baby.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have with me the amazing, tell me your name.
Miss Dramaganza, also Shannon.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, you know what? I know you have this amazing book
Yes.
here talking about the different things, especially the children books. So tell us a little bit about this book.
The book is called History is a Part of Me. It is an educational activity book. What it does is give children a sense of feel a need or see a need, feel a void.
Oh.
So it kind of stretched their imaginations in terms of being inventors.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It's a hip-hop poem of African-American inventors.
Because I know you rap too, girl.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
you do a
yes.
good job on that. I saw
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate it.
And one of the things, that's really how we kind of reach the young people now.
Absolutely. That's one of the main things I knew because I used to teach reading. And it seemed that once I got them to learn how to read better than they read previously, they started to catch on with the rhyme. So it was like something had opened up to where the scores overturned. And I was like, this is cool.
That's really
So then I
good.
said, I need to be outside of this area.
box.
Yeah, and birthed the book with the song.
Wow.
Yes.
And one of the things, because music is almost like a poetry, right? Like a
Mm-hmm.
poem, right? So how do you actually start teaching a child, you know, in doing anything like this?
Well, in terms of reading or in terms
Yeah, in
of
terms of reading, rapping type.
reading?
Yeah,
Okay, what you
yeah.
what you can do is use rhyming words.
Oh, okay.
Go with no, stop with pop, and then sometimes, most times, it's about the vowel sounds.
Oh.
So once the vowel sounds are understood and how they work with each other with the different letters, it's easier to get them to memorize. Because with rhyming, you're memorizing once
Yeah.
you're able to repeat back what you read. So it's almost, it's a science to it, but it's a very small science. It's not that hard. And they catch on super fast.
You know what? One of the things too I think about when I was growing up is learning the different vowel sounds and stuff like that. And and even now as a grown person, I'm still learning how those vowel sounds really make a difference in how you even pronunciate what you talk about
Yes.
and how it all go together.
Yes.
So with your rapping and the book, you know, producing this book in
Yeah.
it, how exciting is that? And what really, you know, made you want to become a rapper, especially female rapper?
It's super exciting. I never thought in a million years I'd be an author. And that's something that I'm still pinching myself
You
about.
unlimited, girl.
It's like, I went to a leadership class and the guy asked me if I could write a song about black inventors. And I was like, I didn't even know there were black inventors, to be honest, because I wasn't taught it in school. And then he showed me the timeline and said, hey, pick some inventors. And I was like, okay, cool. So I gave it a shot. And ever since then, I started getting calls about using the lyrics in their programs, church programs, school programs. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. But then after a while, I had to see that there was a need for it. So I need to produce something that could be available to all. They don't need to ask me for permission. Take this book and run with it, because inside of it is valuable information. I really call it a generational tool.
Wow.
So being a hip-hop rapper, female rapper, I grew up, I was watching like different people on Apollo, and I'm like, one day I can rock that stage, you know? It's in me to rock that stage, and I love to perform, so that's where the name Miss Dramaganza come from. And just last year, I was able to realize my dream by performing on the Apollo. Wow. And I was like, I've reached my goal. It's time to try something else. And then this, I gave it full blast. I'm still working this thing, but I think the book and my hip hop, it goes hand in hand, because I can perform for the children in their life. Wow. yeah, it's an awesome experience and feeling.
Girl, that's amazing.
Yes, thank you.
You know, because truly, as they say, maybe a cliche of what some people say, but the children really are the future, right?
They are.
So more you pour into them, and as you were saying earlier, you know, people didn't teach you that in school about the black inventors.
Right.
It's so important that regardless of whatever your race is, that you know about your heritage.
Yes, you have to. It's a certain thing of feeling included.
Yeah.
Because you feel excluded when you don't see people like you able to do great things.
Yeah.
Most times it's slavery or civil rights. And then my thing is just to come in to celebrate the upside of it and the
Yeah.
contributions that we've made.
And then amazing thing on the front of this book, you don't have just African American.
No, absolutely
you have all,
not.
because this world
It's
is
multicultural.
everybody.
Yes.
You know, it's
yes.
diverse.
It's important for everyone to know.
You know, and as much as people want to separate it, you can't.
You can't separate
You
it.
can't separate it. Girl,
No.
we all together up in this
It's a
thing.
gumbo.
It's a combo. And you know, I think too, more the world goes, the more diverse it's actually gonna be. It ain't gonna be no pure nothing.
Right, yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree, yes.
So with your book, how can people actually, you know, get the book and be able to to have this in their school? Because I think this would be an amazing thing to actually donate.
That is my lifelong goal, for this thing to be into schools. And I, right now, am looking for sponsors to donate them, because
That's
with my heart,
amazing.
I will pass them out to any child. And I can't do it because it's costing me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if I had
understand.
someone to step in to donate, historyisapartofme.com has a donate button. And also, you can watch the cartoon. There's a cartoon that goes with it. So it's me rapping, but it's the cartoons of the inventions and inventors.
That's
and this
amazing.
is actually the pack. And this is the
Wow.
book, so they're sold separately. This is powerful.
amazing.
It has the cartoon in there. And children, they just warm my heart when they sing along, because they're learning without knowing
Even
they're
realizing
learning.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just appreciate all the support I've gotten so far on social media, and people wanting to step in and help me.
Well, you know, social media right now is so powerful. It can work miracles
Yes.
because they have the different things of the Patreon fund, you know, the Kickstarter, all the different things, or whatever it is that you are trying to do.
Yes.
There's somebody out there that's willing to invest in that. That's amazing, because, you know, I think about my son and how if someone didn't invest in him, you know, college wouldn't have been an option at this moment, you know.
Wow.
But somebody took the liberty to say, you know what, I
Plant a
wanna-
seed.
Yes.
It's planting a seed. That's what we are, seed planters.
And that's what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
And you're putting something in their head that's going to be forever.
Right. Yeah. And it improves self-reflection and self-imagery. It's a positive image of themselves. So, yeah.
Wow. So once again, please tell them in this camera how
Okay, which
they,
camera are we looking
Girl,
at?
I want you to
Right
look at
here.
this camera right
Okay,
here.
cool.
And I want you to tell them how they can stay in contact with you, how they can find everything about what you got going on.
So historyisapartofme.com, Facebook, History is a Part of Me, Instagram, History is a Part of Me, and to get to me, you can email me at contact@historyisapartofme.com.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed all three of my guests, because they all have been amazing women doing some amazing things, because life really is unlimited, right? So you all, make sure you follow me on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube, like the videos, and comment below, because really the feedback really is important. Until next time, I'm your girl, Melody Trice.